This meeting will be video recorded and broadcast over local access channel 8 and through the town website at www.eastham-ma.gov. Okay, let's see. First thing, approval of the July minutes. I sent those out. Did anybody needs a copy to look at? Here's one. Was there anything that anybody had corrections on?
And not for me.
Not for me. Okay.
I would move to accept them.
Go ahead and second it.
Oh, yeah, I'll second.
I should do it if I wrote them. No, John. I was hoping he'd be here. The container was also on the select board agenda last night, the shipping container.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully he'll come and, or, if he went or watched or to hear about that. So that one off, newsletter and communications. So the August newsletter I sent out and it should be good to go. September, I'm planning on secondhand September.
Oh, nice.
And again, like I said with the, oh, yay. Hi, John. Like I said, with the refill stores, I don't know, maybe thrift stores is a different category because they're not making money. I don't know. Of suggesting places to take things, or to buy things secondhand. But if you have any ideas, let me know. Secondhand September, obviously the swap shop is one. Swap shop, John. Did you hear anything about last night's select board?
Well, do you know what happened? I know what was put up.
No, I was wondering if you knew anything.
Now, let me read you what I got. It's like,
Okay.
it's like, see, apparently, so it was put up, but for some reason, the decision to accept the donation of the swap shop container will be held, last night's meeting. At this time, the board will be considering acceptance of one container. If the established conditions are met and operations are running smoothly, the board may then consider accepting an additional container. Thank you.
Okay. So
That's my update.
So how does that leave you? Are you okay with getting one?
I'm better than none, but
Okay.
I'm trying to understand. They have no idea what we did.
Well, I think they want to see demonstrative improvement to the things we've been trying to improve for the last 3 years. So they probably want to see, some systems and stuff like that could come into place. That was some of the things we originally talked about. So, it's just been talked about. That's the problem.
Yes.
Well, part of getting the
I'm
systems
not
in place is having the infrastructure to do it. And I think
Thank you.
Well, that's why they're getting one.
I as part of my life story, I guess, I was the equivalent of a select board member for 16 years where I live. And we found, you could have all the ideas in the world, but if you didn't actually have infrastructure in place, the ideas were pipe, they were pipe dreams. So it would be better. I can't understand why they would only want one when they could have two.
Think of all the trouble we would get in with too, so let's keep an eye on us. I'm just amazed how little input we have on things.
It would be interesting to see if there was concerns over what impact it might have on traffic or, I'd be interested to.
It would have no impact on any of those things. In fact, it would probably speed up our time taking things over to solid waste to clear our pallet 3 times a session in 80 to 90 degree weather. Yeah, that would be interesting. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, so I guess we should all just watch that, at least that part of the select board, just to see if we can get a better understanding. And maybe we could reach out to Hope as well and see if Hope has any insight. Do you want to do that, John? Do you want to reach out to Hope?
Hope is
Amy's replacement.
Oh,
She's our select board
yes.
representative, liaison. Do you know?
Yes.
So you talked there with me, so. Remember what the,
I think it's sort of a college mentor.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yes, I will reach out to Hope and yes. I apologize. The other things on your list, I had a lot of medical stuff this month, so I didn't look at signs. It,
we'll get to them.
okay, it's been pointed out to me that the town has not been doing much publicity around the Friday farm sales. And I think perhaps you don't want to inflict that on yourself in this kind of weather.
We'll get up to that. Get up to that. It's definitely a topic. Thanks, John.
Yeah.
I hope things are going okay.
Yeah.
Anything else from the swap shop? I saw something about no dogs. Someone said,
Yeah, we decided that no dogs inside, including service dogs, and we don't want dogs in. We can't accommodate dogs because we have little kids and we have God knows what on tables. And if anybody's concerned about liability, it's part of our list. We also ask people to stop dropping stuff off at the swap shop half an hour before close.
that's great.
Because we've all wanted to quit in the last 2 weeks.
Sorry.
Because at 5 of 1. Anyway. That's my rant.
Oh, right, so it's back to communications. Did the newsletter, the website, Kayla has updated our website. I asked her for a couple more changes. She's done them. But I need everybody to go look at our, page on the town website. And see if there's anything else that's wrong or can be cleared up, because it's much better than it was. And to keep in mind that changes are kind of slow. So if it's not really, if it's just, it'd be nice to have, then maybe we can make a list of another kind of nice to have list. We can, put together and send it to her in a few months, but I don't want to overwhelm her with little changes piecemeal. Hopefully the news flashes with the newsletter will work better. There were some kind of broken links in there, and I'm not going to worry about old ones. Just going forward, each month I'm gonna try to make sure that they work well, the news flashes.
Can I point out something in the newsletter that just want to bring up for discussion?
Yeah.
It was interesting to me because, and you sent it to this, I saw it in the newsletter she sent out, but you put it in front of me again, and it reminded me to bring it up. Recycled newspapers. In 2 years, from 2023 to 2025, we lost over 12 tons
Yeah, where'd it go?
less. Where did it go?
Well, that's what I was just saying, just when we started the meeting, is that I think it's gone to that people just don't get print newspapers anymore. Like in Atlanta, they've stopped distributing a print newspaper completely. So I think, I don't think it's that people aren't recycling newspapers. I think it's
It's a
people
different
just
from
are
this
not
event.
getting newspapers anymore.
Wow.
I think that's true. I mean, I get, I'm down to a 3-day.
I bet there was like a newspaper or two that went out of business during that time in the distribution.
I don't know how the Chronicle or the Cape Cod Times are doing,
Well,
in terms
the
of their
The Cape Codder's gone. I mean, for all points and purposes.
Right.
That used to be a real 50-page newspaper once upon a time, and
I will still get it.
Well, thankfully it got replaced by the Independent for us up here. You know. But doesn't have the same distribution.
no. That might account for it.
Yeah, wow, I hadn't thought of that at all.
so,
Yeah, Cape Cod Times doesn't print anymore
yeah,
during that time.
So
there you
it's
go. There's
appropriate
one.
attrition as
I think-
opposed to.
I think
So we
that,
can assume that combination of things is,
that is my very best guess there, is that people just are not having
so there's no red flag here.
I don't think so.
Sign of the times.
Yeah, yeah, I think that, online subscriptions are what people have now. Newsletter, email list. I still haven't, created anything to ask COA, part-time residents, newcomers, to put in their newsletters. I don't know whether we wanna add this on top of the survey. Maybe, did we ask? I know you just the flyers at, do we want to ask them to run something about the survey? We're getting close to where we're going to shut it down.
So this might be a good time. I'm thinking the September senior, whatever that little flyer is,
Connections or,
perhaps hasn't been done yet, because I usually don't get it until like second or so of the month. And then after that, we would have shut the survey down anyway. Is that right? We're going through a windmill weekend.
yeah. A little bit after, in case people take a QR code and go to the beach, and then maybe next week, remember to fill out the survey. So you think that the survey,
I'm thinking that we could ask them to put in something even similar to this with the QR code on it, but not like this much. If they just had to do that much, they might have room for it. It's a pretty packed little newsletter, so you don't want to get lost.
Jim, what's your deadline for a newsletter, do you know, for the part-time residents?
The next newsletter, I forget when the next newsletter is coming out. I will find out and email to you.
Okay,
But we haven't, as soon as Kathy gets them, she puts them on our website. So as a practical matter, they're almost real time to
okay. So do you think it'd be
my getting
better
it
for
and you're getting it.
me, do you think it'd be better if I send you just a little thing about the survey along,
That'd be great. Sure. I'll forward it. And it'll go out to our folks.
do you know anything about Nauset newcomers? Is there a newsletter? Do they?
I don't think we actually have a newsletter. They have a meeting September 2nd to Wednesday in September 13th. So it seems very late, but it's not Labor Day's Wednesday, it's the next one. And I could certainly bring it up there,
Okay,
and I could maybe have the
yeah. Oh, I need more
Duh.
of those. Are you coming to the farmer's market? Because I'm out of these.
my family's here Friday. I
Okay.
can't even stand it. They'll just keep moving in. So probably not. But I can bring these
Yeah,
whenever it is.
yeah, and then we're gonna need a bunch for
And-
windmill weekend. If you want me to, and we can print them at Staples if you're out
No,
of toner.
Nope. I got
Or
toner, paper.
patience or.
I got a paper cutter.
Okay,
I'm good. All right.
okay, thank you. Working group updates. I don't think we have anything from any of that.
When's the last solid waste working group meeting?
We don't have another meeting set up yet.
Oh, gotcha.
Uh,
Deal though.
We'll see what comes up next. Okay, back to the survey. I've sent out an email. We've had like 190 people respond to the survey. I took the people who said they'd like to be on the email list or volunteer and got that data, but I still haven't really looked at the other data yet. I was kinda waiting to see until we closed it. So I've added those people I've created 2 different it's just a spreadsheet in Google Drive. One that's people who want to get the newsletter, and the other is people who said that they'd be happy to volunteer. So if you guys are all okay with it, for the volunteer one, I'm gonna actually start, for the September newsletter, it'll go out to that whole mailing list instead of the 30 people I had before, so now it's hopefully gonna have a much wider reach. And then for the volunteer one, I'm gonna send out, and we'll talk about this in a minute, because you had a point about the farmer's market. So depending on how we go with that, send a call for volunteers at the farmer's market. And then a call for volunteers for Milton. I don't wanna conflate the two. And I don't wanna send them out too close to each other either. So does that sound like a reasonable
Mhm.
game plan?
And just to clarify, the Nauset Newcomers is September 9th, so that'll be perfect timing. It's
Okay.
before Memorial Weekend.
And then once we decide to close the survey, it's gonna be, work to, I mean, a lot of the data is already kind of, collated with the, and they create graphs and all that kind of stuff, but, there's a lot of free form stuff, and I'm not sure exactly how the export is gonna work and what I'm gonna end up with. And, my go-to would be to throw it into ChatGPT or something for each question to get kind of a amalgamation of everything and see what happens there. I don't think I want to read every comment for 250 surveys, but if anybody really wants to, I will make the data available so you can do whatever you want with it. Well, not within reason, do it anything you want. We also promised them we would keep certain things private, and but we'll get to that when we get to that. So let's skip, I don't remember what's on the agenda. It's different than the order I have on my personal notes. Skip this one and come back. So events. So we've got the farmer's market and Windmill Weekend at the moment. Farmer's market. Yeah, like you said, it's hard for me to be out there every week.
I'm out for 7 hours a week and it's usually been hot and
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to anybody after that. And if I was there and there was not very many people, I would rethink the premise, perhaps.
It just depends. Some weeks are really.
Yeah, these are dead.
Yeah,
Some weeks are really fun and a lot of people come to the table and talk to us.
yeah, I know when I went last year it was pretty full, but
And we do have a few people who kind of count on that compost bin being there and get mad if it's not. So that's good. I mean, I'm glad that that's actually something that people are expecting to have and that they appreciate that it's there.
Yeah.
So I feel like I should be there. But like I was late, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and the bin was sitting there with the police, and the person came, because it's just whoever from the town, like there's always some different town group there, and then the recycling committee, so that one rotates between different groups, and so the bin was there with and it was fine,
the town's dropping off the bin each time. Someone is,
that's the idea. My fear is if no one from a town group shows up and we're not there,
they're not gonna.
then they're not gonna wanna leave it there.
Yep.
So, yeah. So I'm not sure what the answer is. I think it's, if I'm up for it, I go, and if I don't go, I'll try not to feel very bad about not being there.
That's an excellent solution.
If I just don't feel well, my work is at work, or if I get something at work, because it is during my work hours. So a few weeks ago, my cell phone stopped working and I couldn't check on work while I was there, and it was really, really frustrating. The mobile carrier dropped my data for some unknown reason. It's all okay now, but yeah, if there's something I need to do, I need to do it.
When does the farmer's market go until?
October,
October.
I think October 9th. don't quote me on that.
Okay.
That's my memory, which is known to not be great
It's
sometimes.
close. No, it was always till you have to set town first.
Yeah,
How the sign up sheets look,
I haven't checked.
maybe there's some there,
I think
some relief anyway for you.
put some in there. Yeah, so Windmill Weekend is gonna be hard if we don't have enough volunteers. I don't know if I can sit there for two full.
If it helps you make a decision on Windmill Weekend, the Open Space Committee is not participating in Windmill Weekend. We just did not view it as a benefit for them.
No, I mean, we enjoy it, and with the closing of the survey, I think it's really important that we actually do.
Yeah, it's some of the other committees we discussed.
I think it's important that we be there, and Tina and I are gonna come up with something nice.
I can do a couple hours on
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday for sure.
And so I'm gonna send out email to this volunteer list. I don't know what the response will be. Maybe the people have already,
Yeah.
oh, I wanna go anyway. I'll sit with you for a couple hours, or, so we'll just have to play that by ear. And depending on how it goes this year, I mean, if Windmill Weekend is gonna stay at 2 days now, then maybe next year we decide, oh, 2 days is just too much, and we're gonna do Saturday only or something. Cause
And
in
will we
past,
be doing a table on Sunday also?
right, right,
Okay.
because it's 2
Okay.
days. The festival area is now
Yeah.
the art show.
Yeah.
Everything is 2 days now,
Okay.
where in the past it's only been 1.
Cause I can definitely do table on Sunday. Can't do parade on Sunday.
Yeah.
I can't walk around that much.
And, you know, like last year, trying to get the banner up and stage, and if you've got any, suggestions after all that. And we'll have to figure out how to pick up your tent and,
It's in the front of the garage and it says tent and tent weights. Make sure my son got it all ready. So I don't have to.
but you're not gonna be setting it up,
Nope.
so, and I'm not gonna be able to do it on my own, so definitely we'll need,
Well, I could do some of the setup. If we had 4 people, I can do it.
right,
When we have only one, it's like crazy town.
so. Right, so for when the weekend, you and I will get together when you're free.
Okay.
And if anyone has any ideas on how to improve the display. And, you know, we had this different ideas about a possible game, kind of a sort the recycling or, you know, win a prize. I don't know. A Jeopardy, I don't know. Just,
Okay.
I'm not that creative in that way, but come up with something to really kind of attract and pull people in rather than, a compost container. I don't know.
Yay, smelly garbage. Come and look at.
Exactly.
All right. I will see what I can find on some games. I bet I can find something fun.
So I think the other ideas kind of come from, well, I think the transfer station infrastructure and signage is kind of the next thing, and I sent out some ideas and give a couple. Isn't everybody one? Of what we, you know, of a possible action plans. We've done the tour, and so now I think we should at least try to start thinking about what we want to do to move forward. Yeah, Gary came up with some good questions, and I don't really have good answers. What's a timeline? I don't, if I'm the one leading this, the timeline is gonna be what the timeline is, because I don't have.
I can spearhead this with Gary if you want. I already had notes together to this particular thing anyway, and I took all the pictures, so. I already went through them.
Okay, I mean,
Of course,
the pictures is one small piece, but yeah, that'd be great if. I don't know if Gary,
What was the question?
Andrew said he'd spearhead if you were willing to work with him.
It says at the bottom, Gary will talk
Oh,
to
sure.
Gary about.
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
She helped design, because like
Yeah,
that's what
but-
I would do too.
Yeah, but I kind of want to make, I mean, for me at least, this is. We need to know what we have there before we start knowing what to change. We need to gather the survey has some information from town people about what's confusing, but I don't know. I think we could do a deeper dive into getting, input from the town, and Gary had, we've talked about having some kind of library program, if we wanted to have some kind of, informational session about, we could do a combo of composting or things at the what you always want to know about the transfer station, but we're afraid to ask, or whatever that kind of, whatever the draw could be to bring people in. Include things like composting and recycling signage, and not just recycling signage, but also hazard waste drop-off signage, I don't know, swap shop sign, whatever signage, understanding what signage exists, what confuses people before we decide how to fix the problem. And then the idea of a budget, I guess, I mean, that's a chicken and egg. We don't know what we want to do, so we don't know what kind of budget we need. We'd have to definitely talk to Kim to see what kind of money she already has allocated. And then see if there's any grant money that we need to get in addition to what, or see if we can ask the select board to allocate money.
Carrie can help with that too.
Okay,
Carrie knows all about the grants that are available.
yeah, but Kim would have to have her input of what we have in terms of her budget. And I don't know if the transfer station already has a vendor for signage, or if the town has a vendor for signage. So. Sure, I mean, Andrew, if you would like to do that, that'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, we're just copying signs that already exist, so it's pretty straightforward.
But we don't necessarily want to do that, though. We want to talk to,
Why wouldn't we want to keep it consistent design language throughout the entirety of the Cape? Instead of saying like, hey, this is different than this, and this is different than, we were just at all those transfer stations, and one thing they had in common was that the signage was pretty
You mean
clear about what it was.
Copying signs from other transfer stations.
Yeah, especially since
It-
Carrie worked on some of those signs, we have that option to use, she can.
so make a mock-up, and then we have a session at the library where people can give their input if they've.
And she did say that the templates for all of those signs are available to us.
Yeah, she had them. That's why I don't understand why we would complicate something that's already kind of.
Because
simple.
I'm worried about spending money on something that doesn't improve it.
But we're also gonna have a committee, then talk about it, then have another committee. The second we start integrating, like, we're basically defeating the entire purpose of what we were trying to learn. If we're gonna not learn the things we went to observe, then we shouldn't have just gone to learn it.
I disagree that it's not using the things we've learned. We take what they have and make sure it works well.
Well, it sounds like you have a very clear idea how you wanna go about
No,
this.
I put this out and I'm asking for feedback.
My feedback is we should copy what they did, because it's the simplest, fastest, and best solution. If they're
Don't agree it's
consistent,
best, but if yes, simplest and fastest.
perfect. That's 2 out of 3, ain't bad. Complicating it, making it longer is just gonna make it more expensive. The longer you take to do something, the more it costs.
Right.
Because it takes time, and time is money, for everybody's perspective.
Volunteer time is not,
It's still, you only have so much volunteer time, and if you're just doing it to sit and talk about what you might be able to do versus just doing it, some people will go, well, I'm fine with sitting in a room and doing that, but some people wanna take action. Like the Climate Action Committee criticism lately has been that there are a lot less action lately. So I'm just what I'm hearing from young people when I try to recruit them for that committee.
but I don't want to just do the signage, like the big no sign at the Wellfleet. That's not something that's cookie cutter and out of the box. That's a different kind of thing, and that's the kind of thing I want to see if we have things like that we can do too.
With no sign.
It was a huge pillar and it had all the things, so they had stapled to it all the things you shouldn't put in recycling.
Yeah, I'm talking about like the metal
I
sign
understand-
and
I
the
understand, but-
tires sign and the,
Yeah,
like those are simple, low hanging fruit signs. We can get something together and go really quickly. That's cheap because it already exists. We don't have to do development work. Developing takes time. Like it does take time. It does take energy. It does take money. So if we just copy what's there, with the rest of Barnstable deemed it to be acceptable, it's really the best, most cost effective
So,
option.
so make the proposal, show me what it would look like, and then we can talk about it, because I'm not convinced that it's the best, and that it will help solve some of the confusion and questions that people have, and that they ask for better signage. If we're gonna do better signage, I want it to be better signage.
Sure, come up with some direct feedback from the community. I would do that.
No, I mean,
before we
no,
develop
what I'm
signs.
saying is take what you have, and let's create a display.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, call the best and.
Yeah.
Then we look at
And
it.
then,
Okay.
and then that's a proposal, and if that's what we want to, and if it's what the committee says is what we should do, then we do it, and we can decide.
Okay.
Know who actually creates the signs?
Yeah, Carrie created all the signs with other people. That's why I said we
I
should
mean,
just use her creations.
And she produces them. I mean,
Yeah, she produced them.
okay.
So for events at the library. So food composting, get to know the transfer station. I don't know how far in advance the library needs to be booked. Or if we wanted to do library, if we wanted to do council on aging.
Well, library, you can get a bigger audience, of course, COA, I think,
Can you-
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's easier to plan it, I think,
it's easier to plan it for the library.
yeah. I've been to both, and I think it's easier to library.
and they often have a table when you come in that first lobby with
Mhm.
something going on. So we could be that something.
Yeah, that would be easier to shoehorn than book in an auditorium or anything
Right,
else, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay, and is
So
that,
fill up
that
the-
table, a table that they have, just,
Don't know, I just know.
I'll find out.
you do that?
Yeah,
Great.
yeah, so.
Because I would like to do, and we get points for presentations, that the transfer station can use towards grant money and things like that. So the idea of having some kind of presentation is attractive. It's also something that the climate action plan has stated that we should have is, some presentations. And so if we want to do kind of a get to know your transfer, you know, I mean, something at the library, I think is gonna be easier than having something at the transfer station, doing a tour and having people walk around. I think the first step is a library presentation and go from there and gauge if there's interest in people actually wanting to walk around to get to know their transfer station, if they'd rather do it from the safety and the of the library first. So did you say you were, you? Did you say?
I said I would check with the library about that, whether they have a table.
Okay,
Yes.
and can you, when you're doing that, can you ask if for a presentation, like how far out in advance they need to have a?
You mean like the auditorium?
Mhm.
Yeah, although it depends on season and just. Yes, I'll find out what lead time is for most stuff.
I think the difference between table and the auditorium would be like,
It's a much.
okay,
bigger
it's at
deal.
1 o'clock and you know, you can.
Right, right.
The table would be like people coming in anyway,
Right,
would, like it's in your face, it's
Mhm.
right there,
yeah, so I mean, they both have
yeah.
they both have different, so the table we would the talk we would advertise. And we would try to get Kim and Carrie, and maybe somebody who knows about composting and just a general, hey, I have questions. I don't know what kind of, we could run a small presentation.
Yeah.
We had somebody present about compost before.
Yep.
I can't remember what that person's name was though.
Yeah, and we had the single use presentation as well.
Yeah, that was a little less thrilling. Their compost homes too.
So that, let me know what you find out and
Mhm.
I will try to see. And then that comes up to the table at the transfer station. Again, the farmer's market's kind of gotten me tired, but having a table at the transfer station is something that we should plan, I think. But that relies on volunteers, so maybe we hold off until we see if there's any response to the volunteer email before we push that forward. Good compost on the houses on here. And so then the transfer station improvements in general, right? I was sitting next to Chief Bohannon when the police were babysitting and he hates the flow of the transfer station. He wants to redesign the whole flow.
Well, we all do, but,
Yeah, that's
but we're all behind the water treatment issues. So
I know.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, this is not, and so Tina had a neighbor who said, I don't know,
She
I don't
said-
wanna,
She said that she often is helping people unload their vehicles. And I happened to mention that one of the things we were talking about was maybe having an information table. And she said, oh, and you can have somebody there who can help people unload recyclables off their vehicles. Meaning old people who can't lift the stuff out of the
Yes,
trucks.
yes.
Um,
But that-
And then you pointed out the liability, which I think is something. she hadn't thought about.
I mean, I don't know how you guys manage with the swap shop with coming over to help people with stuff in their cars.
They have the names of everybody and they claim that we are therefore somehow covered because we've given them the names of the volunteers.
But again, this is coming down to that issue with, we can't hire people at the transfer station to do this, at least. I don't think we have money for it. And with the lack of volunteers, I don't know how we could.
Yeah.
I know it sounds wonderful to have someone, there used to be, one of the guys at the transfer station used to step out and help unload if he saw you had a big pile of cardboard that was unwieldy or whatever.
Mm.
But
We're so shorthanded. It's very,
Oh, yeah. I mean, it would have to be like peak times. Somebody goes like 2 hours if they want to do this, and then what if they do get hurt, And
Yeah, I mean,
that's a whole-
jeez.
I'm waiting for Jim to update us on this liability.
Actually, I'm currently dealing with looking into some of that now because of the tool museum.
And
I volunteer there as a blacksmith, which is a
Right.
dangerous, dirty task.
yes, it is.
We were trying to open it up to doing classes, like
Right.
getting expansion and doing some bigger things.
And then somebody freaked about the liability.
The liability came up. So
Nobody's read Johnny for me.
unless someone signs a waiver of liability, I would say that that's probably the only thing you would need to do because that's basically what I did.
Yeah,
And so that would cover you from a standpoint of I know what I'm doing is dangerous. Now sitting at the information table versus signing a late waiver to do that thing may be different.
well, no, the difference is helping people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sitting at the table doesn't require the waiver. The helping requires the waiver,
Yeah.
which is where that.
And it brings in other people driving their cars. Adds, I think, to the issue of the liability.
Possible. I mean,
I
I'm
mean, if
using.
someone
hot metal
backing
and sharp
out,
items.
it's
Yeah.
you at the transfer station, what happens? I
Well,
mean,
because that's city
you've
property too. It's a little
You've
different.
got a whole bunch of different things.
Well, technically a 501(c) charities property.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this is town property and private
different.
vehicles,
I'm not sure if I could speak to the extent of liability up in Massachusetts, but I'll tell you in New York, as a practical matter, a waiver of liability is effective until somebody gets hurt, and then regardless of whatever they signed away, they're in court. And I'm sure the same is true in Massachusetts and any place else in our litigious United States. So
That's very sage.
Yeah, any good lawyer will pierce it, but it's still something to stop.
Well, no, except the Stop and Shop exemption on food.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Well, that's just
I asked how hard that would be to take off, by the way. It's hard.
the food.
Yeah.
There
The
is,
food
I think
addiction.
there is food being sold there now, though.
Prepared food of, yeah, whatever the boilerplate is, yeah.
Because there's a little cart that sets up that I go get sandwiches when I ride by.
then you sure probably shouldn't mention it in public.
I mean, they're there. They approved it, you know, what I mean, they applied, they had a permit. So it's not like a secret, I can't imagine.
No, as long as Stop and Shop doesn't have competition there, they don't care. That's.
I can't imagine enough people selling things at that farmer's market to ever be competition for Stop and Shop. You've seen how.
No, because they're concerned with another brick and mortar store.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. Market Basket will open up there and blow the ball out of the water.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Well, yeah, maybe a Market Basket.
Not so much.
Yeah. But
We digress.
But yeah, there's a little, I mean, as you said, there's a waiver you could sign, but that's about as good as a waiver is gonna be. I also think you have to consider the age of the volunteers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
Because
we're a problematic community for that.
I am the only volunteer for the entire historical society for all heavy objects. That's not a joke, that's a very real statement.
That's very standard of you.
yeah, and I mean,
Wow.
that came back
They're
to
pleasant.
some of the towns that have set up these municipal composting efforts. A lot of the turning is done by volunteers, and I've not seen the volunteers in Eastham going out there and turning
Oh, I don't see that.
compost by hand.
On a nice hot day, it
I have
get
no
over it.
turn them all on my own.
For the same reason.
It takes me 4
I mean,
hours.
they
to
have
turn it
these in
all.
these towns, they have these great
Wow.
volunteer composting efforts.
They also don't have as active a swap shop though. Some of them.
Trade off.
That's the trade-off, right? They got compost, they don't have swap shop.
Alright, so what are we leaving with? Okay, the newsletter is ready, the volunteer list will be.
But by the way, I can help set up the tent this Saturday morning when we can.
Perfect, thank you, John.
We need somebody to get it from my house.
I can probably do that as well.
What time do you need it set up by?
Time do we need to set up by?
I don't know, it's on the, I forget what the.
Cause I'm passing over to the tool museum around in the morning.
But you don't have a car.
No, I can ride my bike by.
but he
though,
can
and
help
help
set up.
Set up.
Oh, help
Yeah,
set up,
right,
yeah, you
right
can't
over
pick
to
up
the tool
the
museum. No, I can't go.
I don't remember if it's 10 a.m. It's on the,
Okay.
on the.
Yeah, if you come by, two people can put those up.
Oh, yeah.
I've gotten unfortunately very good at raising those.
And it's an easy one to put up.
Yeah, I'll be riding by in the morning too.
Okay, yeah,
I see you.
opposite sides and have a nice day.
I see you. I'll stop.
Okay,
Now, if you want to put the windowed sides onto it and have yourself.
I'm thinking that might, depends on what the wind is doing.
Yeah. Last year was so, we couldn't, and when I got the bean bags, Tina created the bean bags, that will hold a lot of the stuff down.
Right.
And we will work on the display and the game for that, so,
We'll come up with some game.
yeah. And the idea of how we want to display the newsletters, because the newsletters are,
Sorry, your 10 feet accommodate camping spikes?
It has weights with it that fit around the legs.
Okay, I have those as well.
you can't use.
The band.
Oh, from the green?
Yeah.
These are just round weights.
Oh, okay.
slotted.
I have sandbags too as well. I can give you because my tent died.
Yeah, there's no, you're not allowed to use camping spikes, so I guess there's pipes underneath.
Hey,
Oh, like your reflecting pump? Never mind.
Wow. Not like
another
that.
conversation.
Anyway,
Alright, so. I will work on the getting some information about the newsletter and out to
see you later.
COA, Jim, and you'll take care of Nauset newcomers, so, everyone have a look at the website and see how we can, see if there's things that we need, and I can start making a list for my next request to Kayla to update that website. You'll work on the infrastructure and signage with Gary and report back next month, whatever.
Yeah, we'll have
is the
some,
right
we'll have a list of signs.
if you, wanna talk to Carrie and Kim about budgets and what the signs are and how to print them and what that is, but also some of the other ideas like the big no sign, or if there's other things to help people who are confused about what is allowed and what is not.
You put the big no sign with our current traffic
That's-
problems.
Yeah, the problem. I was thinking more about like the signs for piles, like where they had everything really well labeled by their,
Yeah,
where these
yeah.
things go.
Well,
That's
but
really low hanging fruit, easy signs, easy clarity, and then the other signs would be more. Getting other people involved or possibly finding places to even mount them or making them mounts to
yeah,
mount them.
we
first.
don't have the casual amount of acreage that.
Exactly, yeah, or just the general signage areas that they seem to have already laid out everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's space like at the end of the glass corridor, there's places we can put
Right.
places we can put stuff.
Right.
Just,
Well, I want them to be able to enjoy it without messing up traffic. It's a problem in the summer. The swap shop creates a funnel down to the essential things to do,
yeah,
so.
yeah, not the swap shop, but like there's, I mean, and for right now, we've got the area by the redeemables is open.
Mhm.
That won't last forever, but that's there for now. And then at the end, before you get to compost, where that little hut is for the worker.
Yeah.
There's some space there.
Mhm.
We want to put up something really eye-catching, like don't throw bulky plastic in plastic recycling, like no chairs, no,
Children's toys.
yeah, right. I mean, so that's the kind of thing that we're trying, that people don't know when they throw garden hoses in with the plastic, you know, like,
Somebody gave me a ride with all my trash this week, and as we were getting there, he said, I really hope it's not crowded, because if it is, I just go over to the trash and throw everything in there. I just wanted to die.
Oh.
You know, he's
And
giving me a
that's what
ride, so what am I gonna say?
pay as you throw, could,
Yeah.
yeah, produce that, but
Yeah.
that's another, but there's a whole list of things that we have to do first.
I know there's a lot of people don't like pay as you throw as well.
And it's one of those, yeah, so that's, but that's not insurmountable though.
Yeah, I said it the other day at the tool museum, and you would have thought I said Voldemort, and they were like,
I know.
I was like, get over
And so
it,
that there's a
guys.
whole lot of information that needs to go out before anybody even suggests it.
I think the next town meeting will convince people.
Which remote.
I think the next time the budget comes up, it'll convince people.
And then you'll talk to the library and, I think if you're gonna take over the signs, then I can start working on the presentation and that would be good. And anything you want to do, you can always jump in. I know you're getting your feet wet, that's fine, no, don't, you
I
can,
have a full list to talk to
Okay.
you about having a meeting.
absolutely, absolutely. And I think we'll hold off on food waste composting. I think there's stuff we need to do, but a lot of it is still, it's really gonna be waiting on Joint Base. Unfortunately, but there's at least some information and education and publicity we can do, but we can tie the education into the library thing, a little bit and then see about, bins with your,
Would it be beneficial to put like a resolution before the select board from the recycling committee supporting just saying like, we support the Joint Base municipal operation?
When is that supposed to go online?
It's not for a long time, but they're
Oh.
developing a lot of plans right now.
Okay.
So there's like a lot of wheels in motion, and I think supporting it would help. Here's the thing, there's two options the way it goes right now.
Hmm.
It goes municipal
Right.
and we control it. Not we, us, but like we, the Cape, which is what I'm supporting personally.
Right.
Then there's also, we sell it to a private company and let them decide how it runs. I don't see how that benefits anyone on the Cape personally. So.
Oh, the whole Joint Base thing. Yep.
So that's why I'm saying we say like, hey, as a recycling committee, we support the Joint Base development as a municipal operation. It's just a statement. They would just say like, yeah, we support this. And it'd be like boom, bang, bing. And it's something that we did that we put in front of the select board that is public facing on this. If we need to speak on it, I'm happy to speak on it because I'm the one that had been handling Carrie about this the most, I think.
okay, so if you wanna talk to Carrie and put something together that she is happy with, then we can definitely.
I mean, I've been meeting with her anyway, so.
Okay, so if you wanna do that and come up with some kind of resolution that she thinks would be appropriate, I mean, because she has to,
Yeah,
I wanna do
no, I know,
anything that she's not
aware of
doing, yeah.
obviously. She's the one that discussed the options with me, so that's why I'm saying it
yeah,
now.
absolutely. So if you wanna move forward, that'd be great.
Yeah, I just think it's a good idea to like say something, like right now, like the climate action committee is trying to hire somebody for the administration of the grants or whatever. It's like, I feel like if they put that out, we should put something out. It's like, this doesn't cost anything. It's a nice and easy ask.
Sure.
It's just saying like, let's verbally support a thing. I mean, I'm personally putting a citizen's petition for something else as well, so. There's like just a lot, I don't know, just taking the statement, I think is good.
Okay.
That's just me.
So you could do that. Okay, thank you, Andrew.
Yeah.
All right, is there anything else that anybody wants to add to any of this?
I mean,
I've been trying to reach your young people lately, because just for reasons. The Youth Action Board is a group that it might be beneficial to reach out to. It's for Cape and Islands wide though. But like, again, it's people under 27. It's the opinions of the people on the Cape that are the future of the Cape, if there's a future of the Cape. So I think it's probably maybe worthwhile trying to get their opinions. The problem is like a lot of our targeting isn't targeting them because, as this says, they're homeless, many of them. So it would, all of our traditional targeting metrics would miss these people. So I'm wondering if it's worth trying to reach out to them to just see if they're interested in participating or if recycling is something that they can be interested in. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard for me to picture if. Not saying it's not possible, but it's hard for me to picture if they're homeless, if this would be one of the.
No, not all of them are homeless. It's just like that's the group that group, Youth Action Board is trying to target.
Oh, they're trying to target. Oh,
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
I misunderstood. I
Yeah,
thought
no,
it was-
some of those people have suffered from
Okay,
homelessness
okay.
in the past. Like some of them have, that's why they exist. But they're a group targeting homelessness, but it's a climate housing and at least they're climate tied. So, I just thought maybe it would be something worthwhile to say, like, do you guys have any kind of feedback or input?
Because I mean, maybe there's more of the repair and maker space and kind of ideas coming out from the younger.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
yeah, I think also tea time is something that's of great importance to them because they see that as a potential area for them to like engage in commerce without having storefronts. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you have no store, where do you sell? Like I don't have any place to sell my stuff except for this gift shop that I make my stuff at next to.
Or you're talking a pop-up street fair or something.
I'm talking about the farmer's market, which already exists.
Oh, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like they already have opportunities. The Chamber of Commerce just opened up mobile like registered businesses. So they now have like a way to register with the Chamber of Commerce and where, like the commerce is kind of becoming more mobile because real estate a strict commodity. So it could be something that they have particular passions about, which is why I'm mentioning it. Because tea time is something we're doing or involved with rather.
Is the farmer's market someplace where, they say we very loosely, could have a booth that has, say, one-time clothing and people can just come and take it in the reuse capacity? Or is that something that requires huge amounts of permitting?
It doesn't require anything, I don't think. Because we're not selling it.
So like a store, but without money.
Yeah, there is a lot of people already doing that though. The school has what's it called, Green Threads?
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. I think so, but
Okay, yeah.
I'm not gonna say that. I
Yeah.
know for sure that's the
I
name.
think it's
but I
called
don't
Green
know.
Threads, they do something like that, and then there is another, I don't know, you've probably seen them, there was a couple places selling clothes, whether they were reused clothes or not, I don't know. But I've seen farmers market clothes, maybe not at that farmers market though.
I mean, so would the idea be that we collect it and,
That's what I don't know,
Yeah.
I'm picturing mass appeal in a 12 by 12 booth.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they kind of did that at one farmer's market, right? They had some of that stuff there.
They were setting up at the other farmers market, they're just not setting up the East Ham one. Cause I remember seeing they have that, that clothing rack that they bring in, they
Yeah,
wheel it from the bumpy ground,
I
it's
think,
always,
I mean, maybe part of the issue is just, if it's a high school club, then summer is not,
right.
yeah,
and so maybe like Orleans runs year round or something, so.
I think it just has some overlap, yeah. But I'm not sure, I mean,
Orleans runs year round.
yeah, I mean, yeah, oh yeah, I guess it does run here, cause it's inside
Yeah.
some point. Yeah, there's
And-
that,
Yeah, and we talked about having some kind of version of the swap shop at Windmill Weekend, but it got a little complicated.
Yeah, I can see.
Like to
that.
gather some,
Yeah.
if we wanted to gather some of the best of the swap shop and have it for offer. But the logistics were,
The logistics are lousy.
just-
And then you're in fact competing with a lot of people's flow of goods anyway.
yeah, yeah,
And what do you do with that when they're all done?
yeah, swap shop.
Well, take it back to the swap shop, it works, but
Bring it over to you.
there's the antique sale, the schoolhouse, yeah, haul it one way, then haul it all the way back, I'm the one that did that,
So,
no hand truck either.
yeah, so I was kind of hoping that the community tag sale would kind of take some of that kind of initiative. I don't know how well that worked.
For me, it looked great, I bought fabric.
Hey, it was good. Are they having one in September? I haven't heard yet. I thought they were going to. I, up until last week, was saving my stuff, and then I decided to forget it. I got too much stuff.
We'll take it.
You did. Very nicely.
But I'm in the same, but I want it to be donated, but it's like too nice to throw in things where they shouldn't.
Inherited my sister's storage unit. My sister got tons of clothes. I have so much stuff to take to Mass Appeal, really nice winter clothing that is too nice to just put in these bins.
We put out clothing up to the point at the end of the day, and then we put them in the bins. But we're now accepting clothing for the community.
Might happen.
Yeah.
I was like, mine's all Ben Sherman. I can't just throw that in a bin.
I have so much.
So
Anyway,
anyway, the newsletter
Yeah.
is secondhand September, so you have thoughts on what
It's
happened,
kind of funny that you're doing it, because I'm doing something with upcycling.
so. Jim, I think, were you gonna say, did you have something that you wanted to add?
I did not.
Okay. I want to make sure that we
Oh, yeah.
got you there. So I think,
One point I guess would be my business.
Okay.
The Climate Action Committee had been going to the meetings with Gary. They asked if we had considered doing recycling pickup, municipal recycling pickup from like just the buildings in the city,
Well, okay,
city
so-
building.
so this is actually something that I've talked about with Hillary when she's doing, because of the way the contracts are going for the commercial haulers, we have to have single stream recycling. And I keep saying that as soon as we have in place that we've got an area to have single stream, we have, in my mind, we have to do,
That's kind of the
at
point,
least
too.
for the town, any town building should
Yeah, that
have.
was the question.
Yeah.
Just the town buildings. They weren't
Yeah.
expecting us to do it like everywhere. but-
Town buildings,
Yeah.
there's a question about the parks and beaches, which is a little more difficult.
So-
What? No, I mean, I'm talking about the town beaches and the town,
Oh,
not the not the
Yeah, you're
seashore.
right. That's
no.
parks though.
Town,
Mhm.
town, yeah, but could we do more than just trash pickup there? And there was kind of mixed feeling on it.
I think the feeling has always been, if you give a mouse a cookie, if we have garbage cans there, then people will not take the garbage back to their rental house and do with it proper. They will put it there and it'll be another expense.
Yeah,
I think our concern at the beach is just like sorting.
well, right, and sorting between trash and.
That's what we, yeah. If it's
Now, with single stream, does that mean that the haulage companies are then going to be sorting it on site? Or does that become something that becomes?
No, so that we'll have an area for single stream for just the mixed stuff, commingled stuff dumped.
right.
And then that'll go to a MRF.
Oh, okay.
Now go to a what?
Sort of.
Material,
What's a MRF?
It's a-
Oh, man.
I forget what the,
I'm not gonna try to do the acronym.
But
It's
place that-
basically it's pinwheel that sorts everything. Yeah.
They'll do the same thing
It's a
I'm
pinwheel that
doing.
sorts all the trash.
Missing place.
Everywhere.
It's
So
it's
it gets-
part into a sorter as opposed to put in the other categories here.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So yes, so the hope is once we get that going, then that leads to an obvious thing that can do this. And as even if we can't do parks and beaches because of these multiple issues, can we at least do festivals?
Yeah,
Farmers market and festivals, can we do where there's somebody kind of there? Again, they're like, well, there has to be a babysitter there to tell people how to do this. So, I hope that answered your question.
They just asked me and I was like, I have no idea. So I was
Yes,
like,
it's on the-
let me at least
It's
ask.
on the just these, each one of these things just unfortunately takes time. All right. Anything else you want?
That's all I had.
Okay, so one of you.
I move we adjourn.
want-
Second?
Yeah, second, sorry.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean.
All agreed?
totally.
Good? You're
See you
good,
on
Jen?
Friday.
Okay,
See you on
great.
Friday.
Yep, look forward to it.
Me too.
Bye, Joe.
Bye.